What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang, and today we're gonna be reacting to a video from Viral Hip Hop News titled Bishop Nathanyel Pulls No Punches on how he really feels about Ye and Kyrie. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Question. For sure.
Absolutely. This seems like a battle that's been going on for centuries, and now we see it spill into our culture today when you see Kanye West originally go on Drink Champs and proclaim DEFCON 3 on all Jews in Hollywood, and that set off a firestorm, and then Kyrie Irving shares a clip, or excuse me, a link to a movie called Hebrews to Negroes by Ronald Dalton, and we've seen the ramifications that come behind that. I just want to get your thoughts on those two individuals, their statements, and the ramifications that came behind that.
Well, Kyrie Irving tweeted from Hebrews to Negroes, like you said. White society, or more specifically, the Jewish community, put out there he does not have the right of free speech. He does not have the right to say he's Semitic or searching for. And black community, the black society, we should be in the uproar. He didn't even say nothing. Like if I tweet the movie, give me a movie, Dama. I don't know if y'all seen Dama on Netflix. If I tweet the movie to you,
Never seen it.
does that mean I'm in agreement with white people eating us and sexing us? No, I'm just putting, hey, look at this filthy movie. That's my mind. But until you ask me, yo, Bishop, what do you mean by that movie? Yo, that movie was filthy. Then I can respond to it. When they asked Kyrie Irving, he said, I know who I am. That's all he said, real brief. And they're up in the uproar. Michael Rappaport went against Ye, Brother Ye, formerly known as Kanye.
Yes, sir.
He said he went DEFCON 3. And he said that statement because of the ill repute, the business that he's been going through. Now, Kanye also, or Ye also said he's part of the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's the part that inflamed white society. Why? Because for centuries, they have taught us, you and me, that they are the chosen people. That's what they taught. And Christians have been at ease with that. Now, Kanye says, we are the chosen people, and they don't want us to understand that we are God's elect. We are God's chosen people. They don't want that thing right there. Understand that it makes them angry. This is why during the time of slavery, they gave us a white Jesus so that they would always rule over us. I hope y'all understand that. And
Just so, in case y'all don't know, when he says they gave us a white Jesus, they did. Media has whitewashed Jesus, because if you read the Bible, like Jesus and God is described on what they look like if you read it. So the version we got, which is the version our ancestors got in slavery, is this like super whitewashed version, which we all see now. And I've said this in one of my other videos. I have so many videos. I don't know which one, but I have said this before in a video, that the reason a lot of people in our community today reject religion is because the first thing that come out of our mouths that a lot of us have been taught or just picked up from the neighborhoods we grew up in is that I'm not worshiping a white God that was pushed onto my ancestors. That's what a lot of us came up believing. Now, when I first came into Christianity, because I did research for just 2 months straight, finding out when Christianity really started, right? And knowing that our ancestors been rocking with Christianity since like around 100 AD. I said this in a video before. It's like somewhere around that time frame. It ain't new. We've been on this wave. It's just what we know, the newer generations now, after our ancestors went through slavery, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not, well, what am I going to pray to that white guy for? They pushed that on my ancestors. That's all BS. And it's like, it's not BS, but they kind of messed it up. They messed it up for a lot of us. If you talk to a lot of younger black people, they'll say that. They will. I'm not just making that up. That's a thing that they will say. So that's what he's talking about when he says the whitewashed Jesus.
I pray that answered your question.
So I was going to say about, you guys made headlines all over, New York Times, the Daily News, for protesting, in front of the Barclays Center in Brooklyn for Kyrie Irving. Tell us more.
Oh, he said for you protesting. So is this bishop? He has to be a black Hebrew Israelite. I didn't know who this guy was. I just saw bishop and the title. Obviously, we do Christian content over here, so I picked it. Oh, okay. I did not know that. For those that don't know, the day Kyrie came back, I forgot the number, but it was like a large amount of black men from the Black Hebrew Israelite Church. I think it's called IUIC. I think that was them, because I'm gonna be trying to meet with them for an episode in my church series as well. I think it was like a large amount from them that went out there that was standing outside of the stadium. And I read an article, so I think what mass media didn't put out there was supposed to be a bunch of people from the Jewish community that was going to come out and protest as well with Kyrie coming back, even though the whole reason he was back because he did his like laundry list of crap they wanted him to do, which was totally unnecessary if you ask me. But they said in that article that because all of the people from the IUIC came out, a lot of the people in the Jewish community like ended up not protesting after all. Now, I'm just going by what the articles say. I don't live out in Brooklyn, so I have no idea. But that's what I read 2 articles about it. So it was the first article that explained that was out there, and then the second article that dug deeper on what happened and why they went out there.
More about that. Who set that up? Was it you who set it up? And tell us about, what went down when you guys were out there.
Yes, I set that up. And
Okay.
real quick, I just got to read this. Isaiah 43:10 about who the chosen are. Isaiah 43:10 reads, "Ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me. I may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me." Brothers and sisters, we are the chosen of the Lord. Okay? We broke God's commandments and went into slavery. So now we're rising up in these last days. So regarding the protests, I set that up. I orchestrated that. All praises to the Most High. The brothers, the leadership with me. We orchestrated thousands of men, I won't give a number, to go out there. Mm-hmm. And as you know, I want the brothers to put up on the screen the rabbis. There were buses. Listen good to what I'm saying. Bus loads of fake rabbis, evil rabbis, who's intended to circle the Barclays Center and protest against Kyrie Irving. Just like they sat in the Barclays Center, about 8 of them, and they had shirts that said something about anti-Semitism to insult and ridicule Kyrie Irving. We got to stand up for our people, brothers. Brothers, listen good. We got to stand against evil, because it's evil what they do to us. It's the Lord says, "Who shall rise up for me against the workers of iniquity?" We got to stand up against this evil. I hope y'all saw the article, so I didn't make nothing up. And we got the video footage. And this is for the Jewish community, in case they want to challenge us and put out the lie and say, "Oh no, the Hebrew Israelites are lying. We didn't go to the Barclays Center. I just want the opportunity to embarrass them publicly." So if the Jewish community want to talk, you talk to us, all right, publicly. And this is to, what's his name? Jonathan Greenblatt, the ADL. This is to who else? The
guy. So yeah, the CEO of the ADL. It's so interesting because I didn't know who the ADL was until all of this crap started popping off, and to find out how left of an organization that is. They had an article. The ADL had an article, and this has nothing to do with the Black Hebrew Israelites. I think it was in, I don't know if it's in Jerusalem, but there was a rabbi. They wanted to have some gay pride parade somewhere where there's a bunch of Jewish people. I think it was in Israel somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't fully remember the article. But there was a rabbi that was just like, "Hey, yo, we not for that." And he was super against it, which obviously, yeah, if you study Judaism, just like Christianity, just like Islam, that's a no-go. You know what I'm saying? That's not supposed to be happening. The ADL was fighting against that rabbi. They were like, "Well, we don't stand with Rabbi such and such, and he's wrong, and we accept everybody in that community. And it just reminded me of them talking like that. I was like, you remind me of a progressive woke church, right? Because we have a bunch of those in Christianity too. And it's like they're the ones that allow the drag queens to come in and perform, and they don't want to read scripture. They think it's weird to read scripture in a church, right? And it's all this weird stuff from videos that I've seen. That's exactly what the ADL kind of reminds me of. They seem like the progressive woke side of Jews. They're just like higher at the top. And he did a breakdown, the CEO of the ADL did a breakdown on how they monitor media. And they have all these top people, I'm telling you, from like Silicon Valley and everything. They pull them into the ADL, and their main job is to just monitor everything and see what they can control and cannot control. Basically how we've been doing the Twitter file episodes, and it's been exposed how they've been like suppressing content on Twitter, and we know other big tech media companies do this. That's exactly what the ADL does, and he came out and said it. It's insane. It's insane. So when you think about like what people in power can do, I'm not talking about Jews because I just mentioned all the other big tech companies, but it's insane what they try to suppress and do and put out there, and because he ain't even rocking with the people in his own religion. He's the progressive woke guy of the Jews, and I wouldn't fight if I'm Jewish. I mean, I technically, but I wouldn't follow him. I wouldn't follow that guy.
SPLC and the FBI. If you think you're lying, we got the video footage to prove you a liar. So I want you, brother, to understand, we must unite as the Israelites. We must, because they're going to come down on our people. And many of our ball players and music artists are economic slaves. What do I mean by economic slaves? They cannot speak up for righteousness.
Yeah, to be fair, though, on the economic slave part, I can't speak too much on the athletic side of things, because at the end of the day, they sign contracts too, but a lot of them are like, but I really want to play ball and whatever. Okay. But when we get into the entertainers, when we have the rappers and the singers, nothing is hidden anymore. We done had so many rappers and R&B singers come out and be like, I got screwed because of the contracts and yada, yada, yada. Everybody that came out and told their story at this point. So what's the narrative? The narrative is like, oh, you need to stay indie and do your own thing. Yet we keep having these entertainers come out, sign contracts, right, that is not in favor of the entertainer at all. It's just not. Like, and it's built to be that way because it's a business. The whole point is to be like, I'm making money off of you. Because when you are an entertainer, like I said, the rapper, the R&B singer, you get paid less. I would know. I used to take music business when I was in college. You get paid last, bro. Like, everybody but you get paid. When they give you that advance, that is a loan. You got to pay all that back. Unless you just get lucky and whoever relationship you have, they just be like, look, man, we gonna call it square. We gonna rip this contract up. You ain't got to pay that back no more. We cool. That is rare that happens. That is extremely rare, okay? Majority of the time, you're getting effed up the A in the terms of South Park. Don't even do it. Don't, just stay indie and you can control your own self. Why do you think when you start seeing dudes out here, they may be a certain way when they indie, then all of a sudden they sign that contract, they take the advance. Next thing you know, you be seeing a lot of them in skirts. They start their music videos, their tour merch and all that, start having that satanic model and feel to it. Just stop. Just stop. You know, it's all the people that's indie, a lot of them don't be going through that. They control their own money. They control how things move. Just stop. Just stop. And at least learn law or how to read the contracts before you sign stuff. I wouldn't sign anyways. But even still, you learn the language before you just jump in and be like, oh, you about to give me 75 racks? Yeah. And they prey on them because a lot of them come from impoverished neighborhoods, the hood projects. They gonna sign anything. I done witnessed it with people in my own city. I saw a dude sign his life away for 25 racks. That's nothing. That ain't no money. And you know where the dude went? Nowhere. He was shelved. Okay, after a couple of years, he was back working at a regular 9 to 5. He didn't go nowhere.
They don't have the right or authority to speak up for other black men. I wonder why people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was retired, Shaquille O'Neal, who was retired, Amari Stoudemire, who was retired, come back to the United States, or he flew to the United States to condemn their black brother, Kyrie Irving. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Then I had to make a few phone calls, and I found out that their pensions could be in jeopardy if they don't do what their slave masters say. So they got to get on Kyrie. They got to get on Kanye. They don't have the right to stand up for their people. This is some evil, brothers. Evil in society.
That is crazy, because I said that in that one Kyrie video. I was like, how much money is not enough to be going against people and not just be free and do your own thing? I know a lot of people didn't rock with the Marburys when I was younger. If y'all know what I'm talking about, Stephon Marbury had his own shoe called the Starbury, right? And he figured out the whole process of how to make them himself, and they were cheap. Like, you can get them, it was like $20-$30 to get them shoes. He wanted them to be accessible and for everybody. And, you know, most people was like, man, I'm about to get me some J's. I'm not wearing that. But he done figured out the code. He wasn't up under anybody. He figured that out. These people that'd be like, oh, my net worth is $500 million. Didn't Shaq say that to Kanye? My net worth $500 million. Sir, that's not enough money for you to just be like, you know what? I don't need to be a sports analyst. And it's crazy because I think a lot of them, because I really think what it ties down to, they want their sons to play basketball. So we already know Shaq's son is in there. LeBron's already working on his 2 kids to get up in there. So they ain't going to be like, oh, no, keep that away from us, because they not trying to ruin the kids, because they trying to get the kids up in the league now. That's the only thing I could think of, because it's like you have way more than enough money to be like, F you, I'm not rocking with it. It would be that simple.
I just want y'all to know that. I hope I didn't speak too much, but...
No, sir. Or have Kyrie Irving or Ye reached out to you guys? Have you reached out to them? Has there been any communication between you two? You don't have to share it, but has there been any communication between the gentleman and you guys?
Well, I'd say this regarding, I'll start with Kyrie. Kyrie is not allowed to reach out to us, which is a wise thing. And I'll say it this way. NBA players, NFL players, black people have what they call handlers. These handlers monitor their bank accounts, monitor whatever they do.
That's what
this
Ye
is
was
how the
talking
tweet
about.
that Kyrie Irving tweeted got known. His handler said, hey, look what he did. That's why Joe, what's his name? Joe Saki, whatever his name is, I don't care, came down on him with both feet. They have handlers. They have owners. So if Kyrie reaches out to us, he will lose everything. That's why Christ said, what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? That's something every NBA player and NFL player has to examine themselves. Ye, he's catching hell. Ye, our brother Ye, he didn't reach out to us at all. He said shalom. He tweeted us. He said shalom to us in all praises. But we're going to find something's going to occur with Ye. He ain't crazy. He might say some strange stuff, but he's going through a lot, and he needs help. And I pray the black community can sit back and just observe and pay very close attention to our white society. Oh, I forgot this. Did y'all forget? Ye had a school of grades K to 12.
Yeah, they
put it on screen.
They took
grades K to 12. It says, don't let West open school on church land. Over 10,000 white Christians, they don't give a damn about those kids in the school. And no black leader.
Well, hold on, sir. How do you know it was just white Christians? How do you know it was just white Christians? Because I know some black people that don't rock with him too right now. That's a bold claim to put out there.
Speaking up, no black leader gives a daggone about black children. You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
Okay, that's the end of the video. That was a good video. You guys pretty much, if you've been following the series, you know my thoughts on everything, especially in I did the Let's Address the the comments, episode 3. I've told y'all how I feel because somebody was like, I'm not subscribing until you endorse Ye for president. And I'm just like, bro, I don't agree with everything Kanye says. However, with this situation, I feel like Kyrie really got railroaded for his public bashing was so extreme, which is funny because right after that, who was it? Jerry Jones? Yeah, I think it was Jerry Jones because he was the... Yeah. It was Jerry Jones. And then that picture came out from the 50s where he was part of, like, the group of students stopping the black kids from going to school. And everybody's just like, he was just a kid. It's aight. No biggie. And, that got put out after, he did, like, a 2-hour-long interview just being honest about a bunch of stuff. And then that got leaked. So that could have been somebody trying to be like, hey, my man, we gonna show people how you really are. Because I guess he said in that 2-hour interview, he was honest about, like, why he did certain things. And he was like, I could have had a black coach in this position or a black person in this position, but I just chose my homeboys. I chose my best friends. And that didn't sound crazy. And then next thing you know, that photo dropped. And but nobody condemned him. Nobody was like, hey, Jerry Jones, you need to go through this laundry list so black people could feel better. That never happened, right? That never happened. But, like, the whole Kyrie thing was blown out of proportion. I think the beginning of Kanye's thing was also blown out of proportion. And it wasn't until, like, it just kept building. And then he was like, I'm owning it now. This is me since you want to say it to me. And it's like, bro, I don't think that was the right way to go with that. But I'm not Kanye. I'm not Kanye at the end of the day. And he's in the middle of his journey of also being Christian. So at some point he'll look back on this. Maybe. I'm not Kanye. But maybe he'll look back on this and be like, I shouldn't have said some of that stuff. He might stand 10 toes on some of it, but he might look at the other half and be like, I shouldn't have said certain things. But it's either here or there. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when I drop a video. And until next time, you already know who it is. It's Sam.